Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with an oil analysis for you after the trading session dated Tuesday 19th of February is complete. I have two wave counts at the monthly chart level. They're identical to this point here, and my first or main wave count, this one, sees a B wave complete and a cycle degree C wave downwards has begun. So both of my wave counts are identical up here. I'm seeing this as a long 5-wave impulse with a really typical 5th wave spike at the end of it, which is typical for commodities. Both of my wave counts see this downwards movement here, subdividing best as a 5-wave structure, which means that if this is the start of a big second wave correction at supercycle degree, it should be unfolding as a zigzag. So we have a 5, 3, and we need a 5 down to complete. If cycle wave B is a single zigzag structure and it was over here, then cycle wave C may have begun with a series of overlapping first and second waves. This is my main wave count because this is actually really common. When we have a third wave extension, it necessarily begins with some overlapping first and second waves. So we have a 1, 2, and within primary 3, intermediate 1, 2. Let's have a look at this on the daily chart. Just before we go there, intermediate 2 can't move beyond the start of intermediate 1. My main monthly wave count is invalidated with movement above 110.56. That's the price point to the upside, which differentiates this main wave count from my alternate. Because intermediate wave 3 must move beyond the end of 1, the main wave count is confirmed with movement below 77.29. Let's have a look at this on the daily chart, where the high for intermediate 2 up here is this point up here. So within wave 3 we have minor 1 and 2, a deep zigzag must be complete. There's almost no room left for upwards movement. If it did move a bit higher, it can't move above 100.43. That would invalidate the wave count, the daily chart level. That may see a continuation of intermediate wave 2, and at that stage I'd be looking at the invalidation point on my monthly chart. But if this is correct and we have a deep second wave correction over here, then we're expecting an increase in momentum to the downside. Wave 1 at minor degree is a leading contracting diagonal, and following a leading diagonal in a first wave position we would expect a really deep second wave correction. So this does look reasonably typical. If momentum to the downside starts to increase in the next couple of weeks, this main wave count will strengthen in probability. If it doesn't, and if we see movement above 100.43, then I would more seriously consider this alternate. It's inescapable that we have to consider that there may be a triangle forming over the last 18 months. This wave count's identical to my main wave count down to this point here, and then instead of a single zigzag for wave B over here, wave B may be continuing as a double combination, with a zigzag for W, a triangle in the X wave position, and then another corrective structure to complete upwards, labelled primary wave Y. Movement above 110.56 would indicate that the triangle is over and would confirm this wave count. We'd then expect a corrective structure for wave Y to probably be about equal in length as the widest part of the triangle, just under 39. Cycle wave B can't move beyond the start of A. This alternate wave count does not expect a new all-time high above 146.73, and that is relying on my correct analysis of this downwards movement as a 5-wave impulse and not a 3-wave zigzag. To the downside, intermediate wave E of this triangle can't move beyond the end of intermediate wave C. The triangle would be invalidated if price moved below 77.29. At that stage, this monthly alternate would be invalid and my main wave count would be correct. I think what's most likely is we're going to see an increase in downwards momentum, but if we don't, if price moves above that invalidation point on my main wave count monthly chart, then we've had a triangle unfold and we should expect a bit more upwards movement, a short, sharp upwards thrust, and a corrective structure, before price turns around and trends lower in a new downwards trend. Either way, I'm not expecting a new all-time high for oil. That's all for me today with your oil analysis. I'll try and update this once a week, and I hope everyone's having a fabulous day.